Hey, good morning, everyone. Wow, that just blasted my ears.
But we are awake.
You betcha. Welcome to Real Estate. It's that simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. I am your friend in the real estate business, Phil Nordella, and I'm sitting right next to the hostess with the mostest, Taylor Williams-Moniz. And hi.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Terrific.
Yeah.
You being with child and all?
Yeah, we were just talking about this. T-minus a couple of weeks.
Coming down to the wire,
I
and
know.
we were just saying, oh yeah, who's that? That's our adopted son.
Sorry. Hello. Good morning.
Hello,
Hi,
mother, father.
How are you?
Is my adopted brother coming soon?
Not adopted. But it's
Well,
not,
Adopted to me.
It's weird.
We're gonna have to explain to you how it works, okay?
I don't know.
That's
If
totally
she
your
gives
department.
birth, they're not adopted. Okay.
Oh, that part. That part.
Yeah. Okay. Now you can take notes. We'll wait. Get a
We'll
piece
wait.
of paper and a pen.
I'm
all right?
typing as we speak.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you how she got with child.
That's what I thought we were talking about.
oh.
Like, that's your department. I'm not touching that.
It was the stork, right?
Yes.
It was. And this stork has got a bad back now.
Yeah, seriously. 'Cause apparently the child is very large, so that's okay.
It's so
He's
funny.
an overachiever like his mother. That's what I've decided. My
We were
child is an overachiever like me.
We
so
were
that's fine.
talking on the we were talking back and forth earlier this morning, and I said, I've decided it's casual Friday.
My
And
response was pretty good.
She said, I'm carrying a full-term child. I'm casual until further notice. And I thought
That's
that
good.
was hilarious.
Well,
Yep.
it's true.
I mean,
Yep.
it's true.
No.
The Lululemon stretchy leggings are just really where it's at. So,
Yeah, well-
so good stuff.
This is my casual Friday outfit.
You look very nice.
Yes, you
Thank
do.
you.
Yes.
Very,
It's
very.
I wear the same thing every Friday.
You make us parents proud of you.
You do.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Because
do.
it's clean
Yes,
and
you are.
laundered.
Never
Hey,
been told that before.
Real quick, how about those Dodgers? No hitter. Don't you love that? Well, wait. It's it's on the bad side though, huh? Oh, yeah, we don't.
You
We
should
don't
see
know.
Patrick's face. He's not having it.
No, but the Clippers won.
Yeah.
Okay, can
What are you talking about? I
I'm
like the
not a
Clippers. You don't like the
Clippers
Clippers?
I'm a Laker fan.
Me too. Therefore, we are not.
Taylor.
Wait a minute. Okay, I don't know if you know it, but the Lakers are out of it now.
Yes, we
so
know
now
Yeah,
they
but
have to-
sunshine.
The Lakers are the better, and by better I mean
I can't.
they're the sun.
I can't. I was
They're
brought
good.
home
They're
from
good.
the hospital in a Lakers swaddle. Like, I just can't.
Oh,
So
no
listen
way.
to this. My friend Jesse, and this is a brief aside, who walks our dogs, who's amazing. I love him. He brought a present for the baby the other day. It is a Celtics onesie with Larry Bird on the front.
Oh no.
He was dying laughing. I'm like, my son will not wear
That's-
this.
that's
I'm not
terrible.
doing it. I mean, it was hysterical.
That's good because it's a rivalry thing. But
I know, but and now I feel obligated to at least like put the kid in it once. But I just was like, you jerk.
you know
jerk.
he'll have that like blackmail on you for that.
We
No
won't
way.
talk about
You know what they're doing right now? They're actually casting for a movie that's all about the rivalry between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
I know.
I'll watch that.
I will watch that.
I'm
Nick,
in,
my
yeah.
son,
So
they obviously can't
much.
find Larry Bird because Nick, my son, actually he did a 7-minute thing
okay.
for Larry Bird, and he doesn't play basketball.
That's probably not a prerequisite, right?
It's
In
not
this day
completely,
and
but they're
age.
like
Yeah.
at least we'd like something. But he did a good job too. It was 7-minute audition. He had to put it on tape.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. If you
Anyway.
got that, that'd be very funny. Hey,
So
what do you
real
say?
estate, what's up?
Real estate.
Where
It's
you
that
want to start?
simple.
Just so everyone knows, we talked about the lineup, but it's just hold on to
Yeah.
your seats,
Yeah,
people. 'cause
Facebook.
we
Buckle
don't
up.
really know.
Facebook Live. Pick one. Pick one. You guys.
It's just like-
if you guys want to pick one.
It's just
I'm-
like buckle up,
It
Seabiscuit.
stresses me out, and I'm
Yeah,
too
yeah.
pregnant to care.
Buckle
so
up,
just,
Buttercup.
I'm
Yeah.
in for it.
Okay, let's try it. Let's see if he's ready for By the Numbers.
I think he
SCV.
is. Oh, that was
By
really
the
good.
numbers.
That was
Oh,
on it.
I've been ready for the past 5 minutes. It's been
Uh-huh.
there hovering.
Yes,
Yep,
good
yep.
job. So what we
Okay,
got?
7 weeks ago, 152 listings.
I'm
This
not
week-
guessing. I lose every time.
Well,
so
I
I'm
know,
not
but it's
guessing.
hard. I mean, you're not. I mean, if you ever got it right, I'd freak. I
That's a
mean,
good
because
point.
that would
or
be
you'd
really
be like,
weird.
you looked at my notes, which I can see because you can read them from the moon. But
Ouch.
I love you.
Well-
I actually didn't look at it. Oh, I see it now.
If you're lucky enough to get to be my age, you're going to have to actually.
Amen. From your lips to God's ears. So we're-
249 listings. We
we
have
go.
249 listings.
That's
and
good.
21 coming soon. That's a total of 270.
So I remember when we were excited that we got over 200, and now we're at 249. That's great.
Yes. Yes.
Help is on the way.
And you know what's funny is I keep looking at my phone because of the fact that I have some a nice, very nice couple that live in Maui.
Oh.
That they want me to sell a couple of their houses here, but every time she calls me, it's exactly when the show starts.
Oh.
I tell her. But
Well, they're 3 hours ahead. Or behind,
Yes,
excuse me,
us.
behind.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, hey, you know what's going to be fun?
Hmm.
I want to bring in one of my associates,
Okay.
which he's not only a terrific guy, but he also has a great story to tell.
Yes.
And it's a feel-good story.
It is, which we
and
could
it,
use.
Yeah, absolutely. So Oscar Ramirez, are you there in the sky somewhere? Oscar, are you there? He's there.
He is.
Hello,
How
Oscar.
you doing? Hey guys, how are you?
How are
I'm
you,
doing
sir?
good. I'm doing very well, thank you.
That's awesome. Hey,
Good.
listen. Okay, so Oscar, I met Oscar in 2014.
Okay.
Okay, he worked for Mercedes, and I've always been a Mercedes guy, and I have no idea why. They're a good car, I mean, obviously, but I've always been a Mercedes guy. And so he leased me a Mercedes in 2014. He leased me in 2016, 2018, and 2019. I mean, I've got
Yeah, we
like
get it. All the Mercedes.
5 of them.
Yep.
We get it. We get it. So anyway, so I met him, and I said, hey, you know what? Oscar is a great guy. I mean, he's
Definitely.
nice. He's bubbly. He's well spoken, and all of these
Personable.
things. Very personable.
Right.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, you need to get your real estate license. So what did you do, Oscar?
Well, I did exactly what you told me, and I went and I studied for my license. It took me about 6 to 7 months.
Right.
Because
you're working full time.
Yeah.
I was working full time for Mercedes-Benz here in Valencia.
Yep.
So, yeah, after 7 months, I went, I took the exam, and I was ready. I passed, and
Good.
I went to and work with you.
Yep, and that's when I owned part of Realty Executives,
Right.
and I didn't really have time to help him too much, but I placed him with a team,
Mm-hmm.
and that didn't go as well as we would have hoped. Okay. And so how long were you with the team? You're almost a year, right?
Almost a year, yeah,
Yep.
like 9 months.
Yep, and they kind of butt heads a little bit. Didn't make any sales, unfortunately. So he came back and he sat down with me. He goes, "Hey, I thought you told me that if I got my real estate license, you
What
you
the heck,
step
man?
up."
What's
Yeah,
going on?
exactly right.
Yeah,
So
I would have done the same thing, Oscar.
I did. I stepped up, took him under my wing, and we did great.
Good.
Yes, the
That's
two
what
of
you
us.
said.
We made a lot of sales, didn't we?
We made quite a few.
Yep.
You're right. Yeah.
That's
right,
awesome.
Right.
And then here's where the story goes sideways. December of 2017,
Okay.
both of us were talking, and he goes, "My back is killing me." I go, "My back is killing me." That's so weird.
Too bad
What
my
is
back
sympathy pains?
Killing me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, I realized, and I thought that having a broken back would be the worst case scenario.
Right.
But he went in. Tell us about you going into the
Yeah.
hospital on January of 2018.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, it was it was crazy. And not just my back was hurting. I was having the back of my legs were hurting a lot. My shoulders. And I mean, I remember that the first day it started. It was mid 2016. No, I'm sorry, 2017. I had just came back home from doing my door knocking, and the back of my legs, my back. I mean, they were killing me. So I thought maybe I was just sore from door knocking, because I walked a few miles, and then but it just continued the next day. And then it was a week, then 2 weeks, then a month, and it just kept going. I mean, the pain was just there.
Sure.
And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Right. What did
And
the
so
doctor say? Yeah.
And then I went to see the doctor, and no, they said that it was just pains. It was nothing, and just to go back home and take some ibuprofen.
And walk it off,
And
right?
I
Walk
mean,
it off.
yeah, I
Right.
took a lot of those.
But that isn't what it was. Right.
My wife, one day, and Phil also exactly on the same day. They told me that I had to go see the doctor, and
Yeah, because it wasn't
she
doing
just
anything
put
for
me in the
him.
car.
Right.
He was in severe pain.
Yeah.
It wasn't doing
So
anything
something
for him. I
else
said,
is wrong.
Oscar, go back.
Right.
They've misdiagnosed you
Yeah.
somehow.
Right.
So go ahead. What?
Right. And then that night, I mean, the next morning, there was a bunch of people around me and everything. And believe it or not, they still made me wait 5 hours in the waiting room. So they took me inside my room and everything with the doctors. And the next morning, the doctor told my wife that I had cancer.
Wow.
She diagnosed me
Wow.
with cancer, leukemia, ALL. And, I mean, I couldn't even believe it, but,
Yeah.
that's how it all started.
And how long were you in the
And
hospital?
I was in the hospital and he's shooting me with chemo. I mean, for 3 to 4 months straight. I mean, loads and loads of it.
Wow.
And until I was released in July, just temporarily, because I was going nuts in the hospital.
Right.
And then later on, then I caught an infection. You know, a small, tiny one, but it was because my immune system was compromised, was very low.
Sure.
So they had to do an induced coma on me, and which I stayed in for 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
And they thought that I wasn't going to make it, because all my organs were shutting down. So,
wow.
But before that, I remember Phil. I was very surprised when I saw Phil. He came into my room, and I was like, what is this guy doing here?
What is this guy doing?
Staring at me. Yeah, he was just staring at me and looking at me with this, compassionate look.
Was that a dream, or was it really me?
No, it wasn't the drugs. It wasn't anything. It was just.
It was him.
We were there.
I would pick
But
up sandwiches for him and bring them to.
That's so
yeah.
nice.
He's got a favorite sandwich that they sell, and I forget. It's a
ham and cheese
croissant. Yeah, from one of the donut companies. Yeah. So we don't have a lot of time there, buddy. So anyway, so you're better though. I mean, you've actually made yourself through this. You were in the hospital for almost 8 months, 9 months, whatever. And then he started to get better, and he called me up in 2019, said, "Hey, I'm ready to go." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'm ready. Let's do this."
Yeah, that's
and
what
I'm
you
like,
said. That's
"Holy
amazing.
cow!" Which is incredible. And
Great comeback.
so now we're back at it, and it's fun. And obviously, COVID actually hit, and so that slowed him down a little bit. But other than that, we're going strong.
What a good story.
He's terrific. And by the way, obviously we have it multilingual. He speaks Spanish, which is interesting.
Yep.
Why don't you tell the people something in Spanish that we would want them to know?
All right, I'll try. Okay, muy buen día. Mi nombre es Oscar Ramirez y quiero invitarles a toda la comunidad hispana del Valle de Santa Clarita y Valle de San Fernando que estén planeando vender su casa en los próximos 12 meses, que nos den una llamada para aconsejarles y ofrecerles una opinión profesional para la venta de su casa. Cualquier pregunta, menciónenla, cualquier duda que tengan referente a la venta, y le ofreceremos con mucho gusto y con ningún costo alguno. Okay,
wow.
Hablamos español e inglés.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Yes.
I'm laughing because Phil is like, he has no idea what you're saying, and I'm mouthing to Phil. I'm like, I understand. I speak Spanish. So that's good.
Yes.
I just told no. Okay.
Well, you don't have to go through everything you told him. I just hope that we're not going to get any complaints of what you said, right?
It was perfect.
It was good?
perfect.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
really?
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, that's terrific.
I know.
Well, Oscar, listen, hey, you know what? Thank you for spending the time with us.
Thank you.
And I'm just saying that everybody can look at this as he's I don't know, for what
story.
he's been through.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's
and
it's
so
it's
has
wonderful.
such a great attitude and is doing well. We'd love to see that.
Exactly.
And
He's a pleasure to work with. All right, Oscar. Hey,
Thank
listen,
you.
thank you so much. Go back to work.
Nice meeting you guys. See you
You
later.
too.
Bye.
Okay.
You sound like me. Get back to work.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I think we've
Very
got
cool.
a little bit of in the news. Let's see if we
we've
can
got
get
some
through
time.
this.
I haven't glared at you yet, so we're good.
No, which is nice. I haven't gotten the glare yet today.
Greg probably says that.
And now, in the news.
Hey, okay. So what?
Ba-ba-ba.
Oh shoot!
Ba-ba-ba.
We can't not
Hey
do
guys
nothing.
and dolls, it's your favorite time of the show, Taylor Talk.
And I think I know where you're going. Let's see.
Okay, how about this? Juvie plan
Amen.
draws council's ire. This is according to the Signal.
I was up reading about this last night after
The
we
Santa
talked.
Clarita City Council voted Tuesday to oppose, gee, do you think, a state-appointed committee's decision to move violent juvenile offenders.
Mhm.
They didn't put that in there. They just said juvenile offenders, which they kind of slid that under the door.
Right.
To Camp Scott and to Camp Scudder in Saugus. City council members.
Okay, wait, go back really quickly.
Okay,
Just
sure.
for those of us that didn't know this. Camp Scott is males, females?
Camp Scott is
One of the
females.
females, okay.
Yes,
And
and
then,
nonviolent offenders.
okay.
and Camp Scudder. I'm sorry, is males.
Males. Got it.
Council members directed city staff to draft a letter expressing the city's position to the. You're gonna love the. I don't know. This is exactly, and I wrote it exactly the way it was in the signal.
Okay.
This is called the Juvenile Justice Coordinating Council's Juvenile Justice Realignment Block Grad Ad Hoc Subcommittee.
Yeah, I get it. I speak long language.
Maybe
so.
one day you'll have to explain that to me.
when
because
we have more time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, which announced its plans in late May. Okay, they just announced the plans in late May to move the juvenile offenders to 2 facilities. Okay, this is not the way government works, said Mayor Bill Miranda. We're supposed to be informed. We're supposed to be involved. We're supposed to be a part of the decision making. Miranda said that he was in agreement with Stephanie English, who's a representative for the county supervisor, Catherine Barger, who said Barger is committed to both justice reform and the rights of victims. She will be offering a motion that will go before the board on July 13th. I will invite the board and the subcommittee to look at this issue again because we have time to look at it and reinvestigate what our opportunities are, according to Bill Miranda. So right now, Camp Scott is for females and has about 100 people.
Right.
Okay, 100 girls. Camp Scudder, I have no idea how many people. It doesn't say. My questions are interesting.
Okay, because reading this initially, I'm thinking from the 4 corners of this document, I don't necessarily have a problem with this in theory.
Okay.
Period.
Sure.
However,
Yep.
you do a little bit more research in terms of the people that they're bringing here and what the current structure is in which these individuals would be housed, and I
Yes.
think that's where the concern is
Exactly.
popping up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, first thing
What
is,
questions you got?
any time that you actually go from nonviolent to violent, it scares the heck out of the community, right? According to Next Door now, I've been seeing people are freaking out because now they're getting a maximum security prison this August.
It's not.
right?
It's not going to be that.
Exactly right.
It's
Now
not max
here is our
security.
concern, and
don't
here's my
think.
questions. Okay,
Okay.
there's 17 camps in California.
Okay.
How many are they closing, and how many are we getting?
Great question.
And the other thing is they failed to mention that Camp Scudder and Camp Scott are all nonviolent.
Right.
They're all nice kids that did something stupid, and are there
Right.
hopefully, and they're being housed in something that has just chain link fence, right? Friends can go and talk to them. Unfortunately, they can go and slip drugs to them if they had to, but they're on their best behavior because they want to get out of there, right?
Yeah.
You start getting violent people in there, and what's going to happen with that? They're not ready for that.
Well, that's the question. And this, I think, as Bill Miranda pointed out, and also Supervisor Barger, that this should all be part of a plan, something that's written out. Here are the 17 facilities in California. This is the allocation of inmates, here, here, and here. This is why we're moving them. This is what we're doing to ensure that the community will remain safe. This is how we're going to, upgrade these facilities from minimum security to maximum, which I don't think it's maximum, but there obviously needs to be something more than a chain link fence. So that's what they're asking
And
for.
there's
Let's figure that all out, right?
They don't have alarms on doors on the inside,
yeah,
things like
it's
that.
just
I mean,
not-
it's like
it's not
got to be
prepared.
upgraded.
I don't know. If I'm going to prison, though, that's where I want to go. I'm going to dig a hole or something and get out.
I don't
Right?
think
I'm
you'll have
making
to.
a joke. It's not a funny situation, but I mean, there needs to be more done than just, hey, we're shipping these people down here. So I
Yes.
agree.
Yeah.
Cause for concern, although don't read Nextdoor. People on Nextdoor are alarmists.
Although, funny story, real quick on
Yes.
Nextdoor. I got on it yesterday because I heard something that there was some information on a whole house ceiling fan. You ever heard of a whole
Yeah,
house ceiling
yeah.
fan? I want to get one, right? So some
Pretty
guy
cool.
actually says this is where you should go, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to get on there. I got on it. I bought it yesterday, within 15
Without
minutes of
consulting
talking.
me. All right.
Yeah,
Does
exactly.
Judy know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was happy. But it's interesting because the guy says, hey, they just called me up and said they're going to give me a referral fee. I'm going to split that with you. And I went, oh, wow, that's awesome. So we started talking. I go, by the way, can I give you a shout out tomorrow on my radio show? And he goes, you have a radio show? That's cool. And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, just Google me because my name's, I won't say his name, but he goes by Nitro.
Right.
Nitro. Do you remember Nitro? When the
No, but
American Gladiators?
Again, you explained it to me, so I'm cheating if I say yes. But no, I did not know.
No, he was one of the American Gladiators, which is interesting. So, but I don't even know why I shared that with you. But he's very nice.
It's interesting.
he
And
lives
now you're going to get a huge fan.
a huge fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to suck up the air. You got to make sure that you open up the windows downstairs because
Yeah.
if not, it'll break your windows.
Well, we're going to keep following up on this because I'm interested about what happens.
This is
with
very
the-
important.
I know, but now we do have to take a break.
Ah, jeez.
We're actually late.
All right. Sorry,
We'll
Mom.
come back and we'll talk fast.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661-312-3000 3561. It's that simple.
Castle Inspection is the top choice for home inspection in Santa Clarita. With over 20 years experience, make Castle Inspection your choice when buying your new condominium or home. From mobile homes to mansions, the outhouse to the penthouse, your best bet is a net from Castle Inspection. An inspection is a fair and objective evaluation of the home's physical and mechanical systems. Expert knowledge, thorough research, and clear communication are what sets a net at Castle above the rest. Schedule your appointment online now at castleinspection.com. Let's talk about insurance. Are your rates skyrocketing year after year, or do you feel like you would benefit from a professional advisor that works for you? Give the great team at Voy Insurance Solutions a call. Voy works with dozens of the best insurance companies to help you obtain competitive rates and comprehensive coverage. Homeowners, auto, business, and life insurance. Voy Insurance. Right price, right coverage, right now. Mention the Phil Nordella Show and get a free $10 Starbucks card. Visit voyinsurance.com. That's voinsurance.com.
Are you confused with all the craziness that's going on with the real estate market these days? Well, if you are, you're not alone. I'm Phil Nordella, and I have the knowledge and experience to help guide you through all the confusion. I'll answer your questions and help advise you so that you can accomplish your real estate goals. You can call me directly at 661-312-3561 or get online at philnordella.com. And don't forget, you can always listen to my radio show called Real Estate It's That Simple here on KHTS every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Phil Nordella, eXp Realty, it's that simple.
If you're looking for an SUV-based home design firm you can trust, look no further. Style My Space is a recognized leader in luxury vacant home staging and interior design projects for all of northern Los Angeles County since 2006. Their 5-star reputation for beautiful staging installations helps sellers realize up to 10% higher offers in as little as one-third the time as non-staged homes. Get an instant quote on our website at stylemyspace.com. That's stylemyspace.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hey, okay, welcome back. You know what? We're on a roll. Welcome back to
going.
Real Estate It's That Simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. By the way, we never waved. Hi,
I wave,
everyone.
you don't wave.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to wave. I'm your friend here, and so is she. And
We are your friends, absolutely. We got a lot of good stuff to cover,
yes, we do. You
including
ready for
an
the next
article
one?
that you wrote.
I did. I wrote this for the Stevenson Ranch magazine this month.
Yes.
It'll come out in, I guess, August. That's the only problem with that magazine is I actually write an article that won't come out for 6 weeks.
That happens,
things
though.
change.
San Fernando, the Bar Association, it's the same thing. You know, I submit it by May 25. It comes out July 1.
Yeah,
so,
you kind of worry about that because if something just comes out and you're like commenting on it, and it's like, yeah, and people are like, this thing
That
happened
already
6 weeks ago.
happened, yeah.
What the heck's
Well,
the
this
matter
is
with you?
interesting.
Yeah, an
and poignant,
escalation
so.
clause. Okay, and this is the.
What is an escalation clause?
Oh well, I'm so happy
I'm
that
going to
you
ask you
asked.
before you ask me.
An escalation clause allows the buyer, and I'm going to go through it and then we'll kind of explain it. We'll kind of make it for the layman.
User friendly.
It's an escalation clause allows the buyer to stipulate in a contract that they're willing to pay a certain amount of money over other offers that may come in on a home.
Correct.
Okay, the buyer will name an initial offer price, and typically also name on how high a cap they are willing to go over any other offers that have been submitted.
Right.
Okay. However, obviously, if the buyer is putting an offer on a house that has multiple bids, then they're going to want to do that. If there's not, though, you would not put an escalation clause, obviously.
Correct.
Okay, so let's just kind of break it down.
Let's do it.
So let's just say your agent has just shown you a property that you think that you want.
Okay. I want the property.
Okay. You're frustrated because you've lost the last 3 homes that you've written offers on.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Okay. So what you're supposed to do is call me,
Okay.
and then I'll take care of it.
Okay.
No. So then you ask your
next
agent.
article.
Yeah, exactly right. What do you need to do to increase my chances? What you're asking your agent. What do I got to do to increase my chances? Your agent tells you, well, there's a thing called an escalation clause. You can put it in the offer. Now, this means that you stipulate in your offer and add a clause that lets the seller know whatever the highest
I'm
price
willing
offer.
to go up to X.
Exactly right.
Right.
So let's just say it's $730,000. You know there's multiple offers, so you offer them $730, saying that's full price. It's awesome. However, I'm going to put in here the escalation clause that says whatever offer you get, I'm going to give you $1,000 more. Now,
Up to.
Up to $1,000. Yes, exactly right.
Yeah.
Up to $1,000 more. Now, you also may put in there, which a lot of people will do, is they'll put in there 730. I'll go anything. I'll go $1,000 over unless it goes over 750.
Not to exceed $750,000.
Look at you. You know what? You're
I
just
do a
cleaning it
lot
all
of
up.
this. I'm just saying.
You know what? That's.
I gotcha.
I'm sorry.
I
Not
gotcha.
to exceed.
Yeah.
I love it. She's spoon feeding me.
No, I'm just saying that's what it's
no.
called.
It's perfect. Here I am. I'm
I'll be
going
quiet. I'm
using
sorry.
using every word in the English language, and you're like, let's make it simple. Okay,
Well,
which
real
is
estate,
great.
it's that simple, right?
Okay,
But
exactly. So it's.
So do we like these or not? What's your opinion? I have an opinion. We actually haven't talked about this, so let's see if we agree or disagree.
Okay, first thing is full disclosure. I've never written one because I don't really believe in them.
There's the
Okay.
answer. Okay.
There's certain things that I've got. I wrote here in summary, seven things to look out for. Number one,
Got
do
it.
not write an escalation clause unless the home is an absolute most perfect home and you have to have it. You can't live without it.
Which you would argue doesn't necessarily exist, right?
Well, yes, but there are some that even I am like, oh my God, I'm thinking of actually blowing this
unicorn.
off and getting it myself,
Got
right?
it.
Okay, number two, do not submit an escalation clause with the original offer. Okay? Unless you're going in and they're saying, okay, it's best and final, we're down to that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or, yep, we're willing to take your offer, but please know we already have 7 others.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so then you can always add that.
It's a
Number
strategy
three,
situation.
make sure there are multiple offers on the property
There you
prior
go.
to putting an
Yep.
escalation clause. Number four, always have an attorney read over the verbiage
I love
on the
this
clause
one.
itself before submitting.
Amen.
Yep, there would be no way that I would actually do a clause like that without having you look at it.
Thank you.
Number five, always put a cap on how high you're willing to go with the
Always.
offer.
I've had clients get, I can't use that word, but in trouble because they have not put a not to exceed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always make sure your escalation clause is a non-binding clause that does not require you to actually move forward with an offer that's being made.
So that one specifically, you want to make sure that there's still all the language regarding contingencies. If you want to have an inspection, if it's a contingent on a loan, blah 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 blah. Right? You're not just
Yep.
waiving everything and we're going to give you X amount.
Exactly
Right?
right.
That's what people think. So don't do that. You'll end up in my office.
That's for a while. You'll be there for a
That's a
while
good
too
point.
in your
Yep.
office.
Yeah.
And number seven, and I put in here, and this is the most important one. Keep in mind that if you're having trouble getting offers accepted, you might want to consider just talking to me. Oh, what?
Oh, look at that humble brag. But it actually makes sense.
A humble
Humble brag.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard
Oh,
that.
you've never heard that?
No.
Oh,
Really?
I think
I
it's
like
totally
it.
fitting for this situation. Yeah.
A humble brag.
Because it's fitting. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah. You should. What's going on?
humble
The problem?
brag.
I've had 19 boyfriends and none of them want me. What's the problem? Probably me, right? Phil, can you help me? You get the analogy.
Sure, I'm just kind of trying to. I've had no boyfriends, so I'm not
No,
sure.
but if I put in an offer on 19 houses and I'm not gotten a single one,
One.
like what's the issue?
Yeah.
It's probably me.
See?
So I'd
There
call
go.
you.
There you go.
Okay, so my
Awesome.
opinion,
Yes,
I
yes.
think they can be useful if they are thought out and well structured. So per your 7 warning signals, I completely agree with those.
Oh,
So, but also, I mean, my thing though is especially with a lot of these offers and in this market, you're dealing in real time, right? So the seller's agent can call you and say, hey, we got an offer at X, so, are you willing to come up? You can call your client, hey, do you want to come up $3,000? You can say yes. That conversation is not going to take that long, and arguably you're going to answer the phone and get it done. So, you know what I mean? So it depends on the situation.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
now your opinion, and I'm going to give you my opinion on are all agents actually scrutable or inscrutable?
Okay.
Okay. If they are trustworthy, okay, great. Can you actually get burned on something like this?
Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
The realtor or that represents the seller says, hey, guess what? Look at this.
We have a guy that's willing to go up to $790. Any other offers, you're going to tell them that. You're going to use that.
And they'll have somebody, not me, but they'll have somebody write up an offer and show it to them and saying, here's an offer. It's a
Yep.
genuine offer when it's not. And so,
I didn't think about that. That's real shady.
Oh yeah. And
Then you
know
end up
what?
in my office again.
yeah. Somebody ends up in jail from something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they can be useful when used appropriately.
But I mean, I could
in the
just,
right
that's the
situation.
only reason why I've never done that, because I could actually see me doing an escalation clause and all of a sudden have them call me back and say, guess what? That's $35,000 more. And so we're going to take yours at $36,000 more. And I'm always going to be thinking, and so will the client, was that a true offer that
Right.
was $35,000 more?
Interesting. We do that in settlement and legal terms, but it's typically in the vein of mediation, and our mediator is a retired judge, and so
Yeah.
it's much more, I don't know, within the four corners of honesty, if
But
you
I mean,
will.
if it came to that, to where they challenged it, I mean, you'd probably have to then have somebody come in and say, "Yes, Your Honor, this is me."
it's
and
going
then
to not be worth your time.
Yeah.
I mean, I dig it. Call me, but it's not going to be worth your time to do that.
That's
okay.
fine.
Well, I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what you got?
You know what? I think we should go to the next big thing in second home sales co-ownership.
He's pulling an audible, people, but
Yep,
I
yep.
actually do want to talk about this one, so I'm ready. Ha! There it is.
Okay.
I encountered the situation not that long ago, so tell us what's going on.
It's interesting.
Co-ownership.
They're always looking for ways to actually do stuff, and I get that, and I like it. Right? Okay,
well, especially
that's fine.
in a wiggy market like this, it breeds different situations.
Yes.
So,
Now
yeah.
this kind of screams timeshare, only for
100%.
$5 million homes. Right?
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not often a real estate agent gets an opportunity to add a new line of business to their portfolio.
True.
There are buyers and, sellers. While their needs vary, they almost all have one thing in common. They're buying and selling whole homes. Whole homes, the whole home to one person.
Isn't that funny? Did you ever think that you would need that, qualifier, a whole
A
home?
whole home.
Yeah.
Not just
Not
part
the
of it.
bedroom. Yeah.
But in the second home market, where most owners use their properties for a full week or months at a time, owners
Owning a whole home.
Yeah, good.
I got you. Can be costly and impractical.
Well, thank you for doing that. So, what's the new opportunity? Now, I want to also make sure that you understand that this was a piece that was written by some people who that's exactly what they do.
Right.
Okay. So it's kind of a commercial for them. So what's the new opportunity? Co-ownership.
They're going to say it's
Specifically, Picasso. Picasso is the name of the company. Fully managed co-ownership program that offers sales opportunities for agents and enticing options for their clients.
I have so many questions.
Yep. And the new line of business, what is it? It's second home buyers and sellers who have been hesitant to act because they didn't know co-ownership is a viable option or couldn't justify or afford a whole home purchase. Okay. So here's the question mark. One home with 8 owners? Well, Elizabeth Alcott serves as the desirable Napa region agent. With ample vineyards but notoriously limited inventory, Napa is a challenging market for buyers.
We should go visit to see if that statement's
what?
true.
Yeah. And it'd be right off, too, if we did that.
Oh, yes.
The idea that Picasso could expand inventory by selling one home to up to 8 owners at an attractive price point was an exciting prospect. Okay, so Elizabeth's first Picasso listing was a sell down. The owner wanted to sell since partnership with Picasso. So what they did was they listed it and sold a bunch of different. I guess what they did is as soon as they actually put it in the MLS saying we just want to sell part of this home, they got 75 to 100 calls and they sold within weeks.
Selling a part of your home?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll sell, I think, up to 8. Now, 8 obviously is you're buying 8.666%. I guess you can go as many as that. But I don't understand this. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So you own it for 4 to 6 weeks a year, which is kind of like a timeshare. But these are homes that supposedly you own, so it's not a timeshare. I don't know whether you get the write-offs. I don't know how lenders.
Ding ding. Yeah,
how lenders do it.
So many questions. When I encountered this, these were all the issues that we were having. Okay, so what? We're going to figure out who qualifies for what, right, in terms of the lender. So that's an issue.
Yep.
The tax consequences, that's another issue. How are you splitting the maintenance and fees? What happens if there's an act of God that falls on the house during the time when I'm owning it? Am I therefore responsible? What if I rent it out during the 6 weeks that I'm owning it and something happened? Like just all of these questions. My mind. This is like a 78-page contract I'm drafting in my brain, right?
Yeah, what if I want to change it? What if I want to actually put in something?
100%. So you have to have basically your own HOA among the 8 owners.
How about this one? How about if one person, their life goes sideways and they
absolutely
would you foreclose on them?
Probably I would because I'm mean. No, but yeah.
But I mean, how do you do that?
I just
Can you
wonder
foreclose on 1/8 of a house?
Other than the initial attractiveness of Phil, and if you and I want to buy a house together, we could split. We could qualify for more money, or it would be way easier for me to come up with 500 than $1 million, right? If we're splitting it.
Sure.
But thereafter, if you want to have it be an income property, why not buy it and then you can rent it out and then have a management company deal with it? And that I don't necessarily see the benefit of having multiple owners versus that situation.
I don't either, but I did reach out to them.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, just for fun.
Good for you.
And but I had that one question. That one question was, what happens if for some reason somebody won out?
I default.
Yeah.
I don't make the mortgage payment.
They say Picasso will continue to make a mortgage payment for you. In other words,
I want to see that documentation because I'm sure that they will, right? And then the question becomes, how would they come after me?
Yep.
You know, because they don't want liens or encumbrances on the house. I get it. That's a moneymaker for them as well.
Yep. And also,
So-
you know, these are not normal houses, right? I mean,
No,
we're
they're
not
not talking about my cute 3-bedroom in Santa Monica. Yeah, no.
Although that's up there when it comes to the how much they're worth, but no, this is you know, $5 million and up, you know, really.
Yeah,
But you're still only getting it. And, oh, by the way, who gets what when?
exactly.
How do you decide? I want to be there for Christmas because it's a really nice chateau up in
Yep.
Colorado. I want to go skiing. I'm sorry, you know, when you get
Exactly.
July.
I mean, all of these things you can navigate, right? That's why you have contracts and attorneys. It just, I would love this. This seems like a super fun project.
Oh,
but if
yeah.
I love it, y'all should not be having any of it, right?
Anything you like, we
Get
should
out,
stay away from.
run away.
That's
yeah,
so funny.
it sounds expensive. That's what my husband would
All
say.
right.
Yeah,
Do we have any more time or no?
like a minute, so no. We'll just have a long third segment for once. Let's do that.
You know
Let's
what's
try
neat?
it.
You know what's neat?
What?
Is we could come in here and not have any of this,
I
and you
know.
and I could talk for an hour,
We prob-
no problem.
Do you think people would listen?
I don't know.
Let's debate it over the break, but we'll be right back.
Okay, perfect.
Bruises on both my knees for you. Don't say thank you.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661 312 3561. It's that simple.
Take the stress out of moving. Affordable Quality Moving and Storage has been owned and operated in Santa Clarita since 1996. They excel at relieving you of the pressures of moving. You can be assured your belongings are safe and will arrive at your new location, whether it's down the street or across the country. Discover the difference. AQMS, Affordable Quality Moving and Storage. Read the reviews online at aqmsnationalmoving.com. AQMS, Santa Clarita's favorite moving company.
If you're looking for an SUV-based home design firm you can trust, look no further. Style My Space is a recognized leader in luxury vacant home staging and interior design projects for all of northern Los Angeles County since 2006. Their 5-star reputation for beautiful staging installations helps sellers realize up to 10% higher offers in as little as 1/3 the time as non-staged homes. Get an instant quote on our website at stylemyspace.com. That's stylemyspace.com.
Let's talk about insurance. Are your rates skyrocketing year after year? Or do you feel like you would benefit from a professional advisor that works for you? Give the great team at Voy Insurance Solutions a call. Voy works with dozens of the best insurance companies to help you obtain competitive rates and comprehensive coverage. Homeowners, auto, business, and life insurance. Voy Insurance. Right price, right coverage, right now. Mention the Phil Nordella Show and get a free $10 Starbucks card. Visit voyinsurance.com. That's voinsurance.com.
Are you confused with all the craziness that's going on with the real estate market these days? Well, if you are, you're not alone. I'm Phil Nordella, and I have the knowledge and experience to help guide you through all the confusion. I'll answer your questions and help advise you so that you can accomplish your real estate goals. You can call me directly at 661-312-3561 or get online at philnordella.com. And don't forget, you can always listen to my radio show called Real Estate It's That Simple here on KHTS every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Phil Nordella, eXp Realty, it's that simple.
I love it.
Right on!
Your hometown station.
There's a lot of hair going on here, people.
But you did it. You did good. Hey,
Thank you.
welcome back, everybody, to Real Estate It's That Simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. I am your friend in the real estate business, and we're here with Greg Moniz. Hi, Greg.
He's watching or listening. I'm not sure.
Triple
which one.
G?
He just said he
Triple
just
G.
tuned in. He
Yeah.
texted me. So, hi, dear.
Yes. Hi, dear.
Thanks.
We'll see you tomorrow, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Baby
good
shower.
Good to see you again.
Aw.
Shower for the blessed child.
Yes.
Yes.
And who's that talking? Taylor Williams-Moniz.
Who is that?
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
I went to the DMV. I won't even talk to you about it. I texted Phil when
boy.
I was in line. I was like, Lord, help me. But so, yes, now with Social Security and the DMV, I am Taylor Williams-Moniz. So, whew,
First of a name.
first of her name. Lord.
Now, if you would have gone, was it a long line?
Well, I waited for 2.5 hours to get an appointment to come back for another day, which took me about an hour. So, yes, There was a long line.
DMV.
It was a long
That'll
line.
do it.
Bring
Yep.
a chair. Literally, anybody that's listening, if you're going to go to in Newhall, or I went in Santa Monica as well, where I live, bring a chair because they have you sit outside for hours. So,
Wow.
yeah, I'm not kidding. Even if you're not horribly pregnant like me, like, bring a chair. Yeah. That's our real estate advice for the day.
Yep,
When
that's
you
a good
pitch
idea.
your
Bring a
tent at the
chair.
DMV, bring a chair.
Yep. That's awesome.
All right, so what do you
Okay.
got?
So, this is written. This is kind of written for realtors. So I'll kind of see if I can't make it make sense. The article from Inman was bubble trouble.
Yep.
Bubble trouble, because everyone talks about the bubble,
We're
right?
in the bubble.
4 stats that'll give you hope and 4 that won't.
Mhm.
They're going to go over things when it comes to, obviously, realtors don't want to
Okay.
have a bubble. There are signs of trouble, but vaccinations are up. Spending on home construction is up. And overall, there's reason to believe the market will improve. Okay, not that the market is not great. It's really pretty incredible right
Yeah.
now. Okay, so this week Inman spoke with agents and economists about what's going on with prices, inventory, and future of housing. The takeaway from these conversations is that the market is probably not poised to collapse the way it did in 2008, which I agree completely.
That would
But
be
there are
nice.
still challenges ahead. Below, Inman gathered the collection of statistics that help shed light on what's going on. There's good news and there's bad news. But let's get the bad news out of the way first.
All
Number
right.
1, the troubling numbers. Number 1, numbers of licensed realtors. 1,484,549.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of,
Yeah.
and those are realtors.
Mhm.
Okay, there's a difference between a realtor and a real estate agent.
Correct.
Okay, and there's a lot of real estate agents that have decided not to go and be a realtor and
Right.
pay them the monthly fee and all that
Right.
stuff. So I have no idea how many actual real estate agents there are altogether. However, there's a lot. That's why I said that this is actually based around realtors, because why would you care how many realtors there are as a consumer? So
Yeah,
why is
I
it a
guess.
potentially troubling number? Well, obviously, when it comes to realtors, there's not a lot of inventory, and it's now being the pie
You
is
got to
being
work
cut.
harder.
Yeah,
Having that many pieces. That's a good way to put it.
exactly
Yeah.
right. Number 2, the added cost of new home due to rising lumber prices. That is coming down a little bit, because it got to a ridiculous point of $35,872 for the average 1,500 square foot house, extra over. And we talked about this before. We know why they thought when the pandemic hit, they actually geared down, because they thought construction was going to be crazily.
Seemed like a fair assumption at the time. I have a couple of cases right now that deal with people that are, one side is not performing on a purchase price, and they're like, listen, we're missing out on $60,000 worth of equity and whatnot. And also, by the way, lumber prices, which is something I never thought I would put in a demand letter. And by the way, the lumber is
prices
skyrocketed.
are crazy.
Yep.
They're crazy.
But it has.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
you know what? They geared down when they should have geared up. They
Right.
didn't know that. It was a real miscalculation. And now the second problem with that is the fact that they can't get help. And that's the third problem. Construction workers, that's a real problem. They've got a shortage of construction workers, and the construction workers that are working now are holding their bosses hostage because they're getting better offers to go across the street.
Left and right.
And
Yep.
so it's
literally
like, hey,
across the street in
you
some
wanna,
situations.
exactly right. You
Yeah.
want to continue on, that's fine. So next thing is they say that it's like,
Just looking at Phil's file.
agents
Wow.
who expect pent-up demand to be satisfied soon is only 10%. So they're saying that we're not going to catch up anytime soon,
No.
which I don't necessarily believe. Now let's go to the hopeful numbers.
I like hopeful.
Yeah.
That's good.
Number of fully vaccinated Americans, 105 million, 105.5 million people. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Which this is from like 2 weeks ago.
It
right?
was, so
I bet
there's
it's,
probably
yeah,
a lot more.
A lot higher.
Yep,
Yeah.
hopefully. So that's a good thing. Residential construction spending, they're still spending $725.2 billion this year, which is which is great. So then let's see, what else? What else is the good news?
Flippers selling to owner occupants.
Yeah, which is interesting, and I don't really get this. I mean, it didn't make any sense to me. So the flippers buy it, and they're saying they're going to sell to owner occupants. Does that mean that instead of keeping them for rent?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
Yeah, but it didn't make too much
Well, maybe that
sense.
means that it's putting more inventory on the market versus a rental.
Yes.
We'll go with that. That sounds good.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay, and the last one, projected existing home sales in 2021 is 6.2 million home sales, which is good.
Which is a
so
lot.
that's so there's four up and 4 down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, thank you. And it's
Let's see.
even, so that makes my type A happy. You
This
didn't
is
like throw one wiggy one in there. It was an odd number. I couldn't handle it.
This is kind of interesting, and I can blow through this in a minute.
You
and a half.
better, because this was not what we were going to talk about. But that's okay.
Showing time. If you remember, showing time is the
You
thing
love
that on the
this.
MLSs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. on the MLS is that if you want to show property, you just actually have showing time. You click on it, you give them the
Yeah, I
agent's
want to
name
be
and all that stuff.
by this
blah,
time,
blah, blah.
this day.
Exactly right.
Makes sense.
And a lot of times they'll ask for your clients' numbers.
It's like open table for going to see open houses.
Exactly right.
Totally.
Well, guess who bought them? Zillow. We talked
Your
about it before.
favorite.
They only spent $500 million on them. Well, they came out and said, hey, guess what? There's an unusual dip in May when it comes to actually people checking on showing time.
I read that and I think, oh, gosh, that's interesting because, people are trying to buy houses. And you're like, no. So explain to us why.
I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that the unusual dip in May for showing time is because a lot of MLSs are getting away from showing time and saying we don't want to use something to get Zillow the information because the agents are saying, I won't use showing time. But here's a couple of companies. One's called MoxieWorks that have come up with Insta Showing, right? They've got 450,000 people that are actually in their MLS, or 400,000 users. So they're using that, MoxieWorks or Insta
Am I
Showing.
like an old lady? Because I see a house, usually like when I'm walking or used to be running in the morning, I screenshot it, I send it to you, and I'm like, yo, can I afford this? And if you say yes, I'm like, yo, can I go see it? And then you set it up. Like, is that...
That's it.
I'm old school,
yeah,
baby.
That's the way I like it.
Okay, good. So, works for me.
Also, there's another one, Showing Management Startup Showingly. Okay, so instead of Showing Time, Showingly.
Showingly. Okay.
Showingly
like
snags
not
deal with
L-E.
Miami Realtors. So it looks like Showing Time is out on that one too. So I'm hoping with all these new companies that they pick one and we actually go with that here at the SIR.
That doesn't have anything to do with Zillow.
Exactly.
See, that's your Christmas wish.
Yes. See, I blew through that.
You actually did, which is good. Yeah.
How about this? How about paying rent with a credit card touted as a path to home ownership?
Let's talk about this.
Let's go back and let me just read that again so people understand, because I kind of rifled through that.
You did.
Paying rent with a credit card touted as path to home ownership. What?
I have so many questions.
Kairos, the company behind the Bilt MasterCard, says renters.
B-I-L-T.
Yep, B-I-L-T. Says renters can earn points and apply them to house payment.
Toward a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
A credit card provider says it's partnering with landlords to help provide every young person a path to home ownership. Now, here's something that comes up with me.
Patty, this is for young people. You should listen.
I'm paying attention.
Yes, good. I'm paying rent, right? And then all of a sudden I go to my landlord and say, I want to put this on a credit card. Well, obviously, they have to be able to accept a credit card.
Which
and
they usually don't.
Yep. And they also have to be able to say, tell you what, okay, that's fine. We'll take the 3.5 to 4% hit.
That's why.
Yeah.
Exactly, because they don't want to pay. And when you have, like most of the buildings and, the units in my building are like $45,000 to $5,000 a month. 3% on that. That's chunk of change.
Yeah.
So, I'm not wild.
You got really high there.
I did, because I'm like, no. But the idea of
there are dogs barking right now.
Thank you. Well, that dogs like me. But the idea of doing it to accumulate these points, whereby you can cash that in for money for a down payment, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Great. Okay, so we have one more minute.
So I don't know what I think about that.
It's interesting.
It doesn't seem very practical to me.
I don't know how it's going to work.
I don't
know. But Bilt MasterCard thinks it can.
I don't know.
No, I don't think. Does Bilt MasterCard have anything to do with regular MasterCard?
You didn't tell me to research that. I don't know.
Either do I. Okay,
well, while I'm doing that, when people try to find you over the weekend or whenever, how do they find you?
PhilNordella.com.
Easy.
Or 661-312-3561. How about you?
And I can represent. He will answer the phone whenever you call.
You betcha.
www.dywlaw.com or 661-259-9000.
So excited to see you tomorrow at the shower.
I know, me too. It's going to be good stuff.
Not in the shower, but at the shower.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, the baby shower.
Patty's face. Well,
I just wondered, all of a sudden it sounded funny.
I know,
at
right?
the shower.
Well, everybody, thank you for listening.
Yes.
And yeah.
You guys have a wonderful
weekend.